Hey guys!
So I'm gonna skip over Arkham Asylum because there's only one side mission to do there. So, Arkham City. When I was scrolling through the white list of things to do in the free roam, there's this one mission, the Cold Killer. See, the plot of this mission is that Victor's kidnapped some hostages and basically makes these calls to Batman every now and then via payphone. So you have to race to another payphone within a time limit. But that's not why I love this mission. See, the reason why I love it is because of the phone calls themselves. It has a way of storytelling of how Victor became the monster he is, and he just explains it in cool detail, while Batman is trying to hack and find where he is. Now, Victor is basically opening his heart to a man he despises and wants dead. Really bad. I don't know, but I feel like the symbolism there needs to be mentioned. It's kind of chilling. See now how his life was normal and how it all just took simply one bad day for him to go down this road of destruction, and his addiction to seemingly relieve mass freedom on people of life. I find it quite fitting the narrative, considering that a lot of people in Arkham City should be here and should not be mingling with society. So taking him down was actually quite fun, alright? That we had to go around him and do a quick, easy takedown. The victims also themselves would likely be traumatized for the rest of their lives. And hey, who would have thought that King Julian would be so scary? Now, Arkham Origins, Mad Hatter Most Wanted. This mission starts off with us getting entertained by three thugs, singing us a little song.
We do hope that you can come. You could come.
You can come.
We do hope that you can come to share in all the joy.
So you see, these guys were under mind control to sing this against their will. That it even explains here that he was still testing that mind control device that was later improved in City. So then, Batman reaches his lair and is casted into the Wonderland world. Now I love the world here. It's like a set of mirrors, traps, and it's got a trippy vibe, It's literally a fantasy world, but it's just so greatly made. After taking him down, we see that we save his hostage. And during the time we're in Wonderland, he makes comments about this sort of roleplay he's doing with his Alice. And right after saving Alice,
you're safe now.
the dialogue that we get from her it just really goes
Police
down
are
really
on their way.
quick.
Everything's going to be all right.
Jarvis must have done something to her.
No,
that's probably worse than
it's
bad.
not.
Alright? Now, I just think that this was like the most complete side mission in Origins, because it does reveal the hardcore truth about the supervillains of Gotham, and it has a really cold conclusion to it. Arkham Knight. So while traversing around the map, we find cadavers of different victims put up on display with the song Ode to Perfection, which I thought was an older classical piece, but it gives a chilling vibe that these bodies here were put for a reason, and that we're meant to scan them to try and pin down a suspect. This is when we become more of the detective side of Batman, and we're examining out of place differences. So the point of the bodies being put out here was already a message of their said imperfections, defections, and rejections. Both Batman and Alfred are determined in avenging these victims, which were kidnapped in several states outside of Gotham. Fun fact, most of the images that you see here are actually Rocksteady devs. And we hear of this circus of Strange. Now, this was basically where people were seemingly picked off and were reported missing. So these were likely the same victims that were maimed and put up here in Gotham. Man, it must be a crime to be a happy kid in Gotham. Later on, we find a likely suspect, Laszlo Valentin, who owns a rental property on Miyagani Island. When we head in, its interior that you look around has this pleasant, clean look to it, right? Because it is a beauty parlor or salon, and coupled with the music in the background, it's an oddly nice. But deeper we go, the more dark and chilling it becomes, because the music switches to a rather terrible voice singing the song, and the basement looking more livid. Now we see Pig operating on a person similar to the bodies we scanned. We confront him, and the person that is operating on seems to be modified, right? He refers to it as a female Dollatron. Around the room we see hostages kept in cages, likely to be operated on later. When you check in Detective Vision, they are terrifying. After Batman confronts him for the diabolical mess he's made and that he's gonna take him down, the Dollatron attempts to hit Batman. We knock the Dollatron down. This thing just seems to stand up, and it's like been tweaked not to feel pain. So we have to hit harder than Diddy to take it out. Here we have to take out an entire room full of these Dollatrons, and also countering Pig's knife throws. When he's finally knocked out, we free the hostages, and the scene of their reactions is very clear that they are traumatized, that they witnessed someone perfecting his test subjects, living this false reality that he could make them perfect. Now Pig is brought to GCPD in the Batmobile, and he tells Batman how he's wrong for not letting him accomplish his work, because he wants to make his subjects so perfect and great, just like how he wants to do it for Batman. It's so sickening to know this, but he actually removed the genitals of the victims to make them more doll-like. And the scariest thing about this side mission is that even Joker considers him to be crazy, like actually insane. And that's the true thing about him. Laszlo Valentin is actually considered impossible to rehabilitate. So even someone like Joker is not in his league, bro. And after we imprison him, all those Dollatrons that we round up, when you scan them in detective vision, they don't seem to be like aware of anything. But the sad part is that they are all terrified. So even though they're not the same people that they once were, the feelings are still there that they were operated on and just done bad by Professor Pig.
Like to see? You've got problems, Valentine.
What? What kind of an understatement is that? I'm sorry, is this the world's greatest detective speaking right now? Out of all these side missions, this is definitely the best one, alright? Because Victor Zsasz and Laszlo Valentin are like two people that I would say are the most realistic people to exist in the real world, which they have. And that's what makes them even more scary. And so we're concluding things right now. Just make sure that you don't become like any of these guys. Thanks for watching. Have any criticisms? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to check my other videos on my channel and stick around for the next uploads. I'll see you guys. Stay awesome.